The Padres signed Matt Carpenter and Seth Lugo, but the Mets stole Correa from the Giants? Oh my gosh, we'll talk about the Padres deals as well as what that means for the Padres division, the National League West, on this episode of Padres Talking Padres. Oh my gosh, Jack. The lead story was gonna be, the Matt Chapman thing. But should we lead with the Correa thing, or should we talk about?
I think we should start with the Correa thing. It was like yesterday. I saw on Twitter that they've delayed the press conference.
Yes.
I go,
yes.
Okay, something's happened. Then I read that he hadn't passed the physical,
or there was something with the physical. It was related to something with the physical.
Then I woke up today and I'm like, he signed with the Mets.
Yeah.
What? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Because I personally, being a Padre fan, I thought it was a bad contract for the Giants.
Sure.
He's got back issues. I guess he has to do the stretching routine.
Yeah, I heard it's like a whole day of traction, essentially,
just to get himself into play.
Yes.
At 29. So at 35, 36, that's not going to help. But
no.
You're constantly swinging. It's your back.
Absolutely.
So no, I personally I said, yeah, let the Giants have a bad contract. I mean, he's a good player, but I was perfectly happy with having a bad contract. So something to me, it doesn't pass the smell test.
Well, it is interesting, right? So this is my question that I have for you, Jack. Do you think it was something legitimate in the physical, or do you think it was the Giants kind of had buyer's remorse, and it was like, Michael Scott in the basketball game episode was like, oh, foul, something wrong, the elbow. It's
my nose.
Can't do it anymore. Like, between the two, like, what do you think it is?
Well, I mean, something had to be going on, because how do you go from, all right, he's not passing the physical, he's not signing with the Giants, boom, he gets a 12-year contract with the Mets.
The Mets, yeah.
And I know Cohen has more money than he knows what to do with, obviously.
Yep.
But it doesn't add up. Like I said, it doesn't pass the smell test.
But like, in what way? So do you think there was some machinations by the Mets to make this happen, or
something? Maybe Correa didn't want to be part of the Giants.
Yeah,
he wanted to be part of the Mets, and maybe he went. There's something that's going to come out.
Okay,
this just doesn't happen.
What in recent memory has gone this way? I'm trying to.
I mean, he signed. That was like a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a week ago. Well, he didn't sign, right? They wait for that press conference, and they're sitting there, and there's Boris, the team owner, and the player, and they sign it there in front of the TVs or whatever. So,
but he agreed to a contract. I think maybe Correa said, "Hey, look, I don't want to play for the Giants."
But then why did he agree to it in the first? If that's the case, why did he agree to it in the first place?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
So this is how I think it went down. I think the maybe there was something something that probably wasn't that big of a deal on a physical that 99% of the time probably would have gone through. I think the Giants had some buyer's remorse. They kind of got caught up in the, okay, we missed out on Judge, we need to do something to invigorate our fan base.
They had Aaron Judge. They had Arson Judge.
Yeah, they got Arson Judge, but not Aaron Judge. And, and so, they're like, well, maybe we can renegotiate the contract because of whatever this little thing. Maybe I heard it's like elbow or something. I don't know. So, but then Boris, being Boris, Correa being Correa, was like, F you, we're going to go find somebody. I'm going to find somebody else. Cohen was like ready to go at any moment in time. If you've seen how Boris works, he is always like, okay, well, so-and-so's out. If you do this right now, he's yours, and that's probably what he did to Cohen, and Cohen's like, yeah, sure, I'll do 312. Let's go.
I mean, obviously Correa is taking less to go to the Giants, but it's a longer contract, so it's probably about the same.
Yeah, and the California taxes versus New York City taxes, like I'm sure they're about the same. Like New York City,
it's not cheap to live in New York City. It's not cheap to live in San Francisco.
So that's kind of a wash. Even though I think SF is more expensive, but whatever. when you're millions and millions of dollars, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah, it's not like he's living paycheck to paycheck.
yeah, exactly. So
well, he shouldn't be living paycheck to paycheck.
No. But a wise man once told me, your dad, my grandfather, if you can make $1 million a year, but if you spend $1.1 million, you're still broke.
Exactly.
So how bad is that for the Padres? I don't know. People are saying, oh, well, now the Mets, they're that much better, and they're a big team we'd have to face probably in the postseason or whatever.
We're gonna have to face them anyway. I mean, you look at their infield. They got Correa, Lindor,
yep,
Alonso, and McNeil.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good.
Yep.
But is their outfield that good?
No.
I mean, they got some decent players.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't say
Marte's great. Marte's great, but
but I wouldn't say he's a superstar out there.
No,
I'd rather have Soto.
Well, yeah,
or Fernando Tatis.
Yeah,
so I think the Padres are all right. Eventually, they're going to have to address salary cap. But the problem is, the players will never go for it.
No, why would they? You got Uncle Steve and Uncle Sealer dropping a lot of cash.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. But
we'll
see what it probably happened the way you said. But Burrow's okay. But I think the Giants, I think they rushed it. Okay, we got to do something big because our fans. We had a bad year.
Yep.
Coming off a year where we won 107 games, right?
Yeah.
Beat the Dodgers.
Yep.
Lost in the wild card game.
Yep.
To the series to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they didn't have the year they had the year before, obviously.
Yep.
And so they tried to get Judge. Judge said nope.
Yep.
And so I think they panicked and they went for Correa, and it was just a bad contract. It's like people are saying, San Francisco's not an easy place to hit.
That, and again, it wasn't. It's one thing, you can criticize the Padres going for Bogarts, but they're a contender adding a premium bat.
Yeah.
So that's an expense. You're like, okay, well, that makes you that much better. And you were a great team last year, at least in the playoffs, right?
Plus Bogarts is a winner. I mean, he knows how to play.
Winner mentality, like leader in the clubhouse, all the good stuff up here as well as
good line drive hitter. So
yep. Yeah, like just a good hitter, which is a good hitter, I think, does well at Petco Park, right? But if you're gonna be a pole hitter, maybe not so much.
Still would love to see Tony Gwynn, what he would have done at Petco Park.
Spray it all over, right? So like that's where it makes sense. But to the Giants, a $350 million contract is not, at least in my opinion, doesn't make them a contender, right? It doesn't flip the switch and solve all of their problems.
He's not someone that's going to carry the team.
Exactly.
He's a solid player to put, when you put him in that lineup.
Yeah.
Again, that's a solid piece.
It's kind of like when we got Machado in that 1 year, and Tatis was like, and Franmil, that was great, but Tatis got hurt, traded Franmil, and then it was just Machado, and it was like, we're not going to do anything, It's kind of like that.
Which has happened a lot with the Padres.
Yeah.
It always seems to come down just being Machado.
Yeah, I know, right? Need to sign that man again. He'll get 2 $300 million contracts. Okay, Jack, let's go to some of the Padres, or more specific Padres news here. Matt Carpenter agrees to a 2-year deal, $12 million. I think it was like a $3.5 million bonus and then $3 million for his salary this year. He has an opt-out, or he could, a player's option to opt out after this year or elect to play next year. He had, statistically one of the greatest, I don't know, what was it, 70 games or something like that in baseball history with the Yankees last year.
Yeah, he was on fire.
And then he got hurt and didn't really perform well in the playoffs. He broke his foot. So
once you break your foot, I mean, that's how you hit. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So it makes sense.
You want. All your weight is on your foot.
Yep. So we needed a utility DH type player, and I think this is a really smart, great deal. Another good intangible like baseball guy. That.
But again, he's a winner.
Yeah.
He played for St. Louis. That's a great organization.
Yeah.
Yankees. He played for the Yankees. That's a good organization.
Yep.
I always say I know Yankee fans get upset, but I like the Cardinals or how they run things opposed to anybody else.
Sure.
The
Cardinal way.
The Cardinal way, but he's he doesn't have to play every day.
Mm-mm.
Maybe 250 at bats is all you need.
Yep.
He's a veteran in the clubhouse, another veteran, a guy that can play second, first, third, can play the outfield, can DH. Again, we don't have to have him play every game.
Yep.
So, and pitch hitter, you need these type of players. When, like I said, when I was saying, well, maybe we should go get Nelson Cruz, that you need veterans on the team. But this is a better deal because he's not a lot younger than Nelson Cruz, but I thought I was shocked. I said, wow, I didn't, I heard a couple stories, but I said, I was kind of shocked that he came to the Padres.
Yeah, me too. I think,
and he said he didn't come for the weather; he came to win.
Yeah, I that's what I loved. Like immediately endeared himself. I think because that interview he did was fantastic. Like, he's like, no disrespect to the amazing weather, but I didn't come here for the weather. I came here because this is a team that wants to win. They're committed to winning. And, it's one thing to play for, I think it's something to effective. It's one thing to play for organizations that have won a bunch of times before, but it's another thing to be on a team that wins one for the first time. And I want to be on that. And like that, sure, maybe it's BS. Maybe it's just like saying all the right things, but damn, that's a really good way to
when I heard that, I said, all right, I might grow a mustache. You sold me, because that was a smart thing to say.
Yeah.
And I just went, wow, because the Padres are changing the culture in San Diego.
Yep.
It's a culture of trying to win, not a culture of, okay, how long till we have to trade this guy or get rid of this guy, or he's going to go free agent.
Yeah.
It's people want to come play in San Diego.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Except Trey Turner, but Aaron Judge, but seriously, I think it was a good move for the Padres.
I agree. It's a great pickup, good piece. I mean, we still have pieces that I think that we need to add. I think they've even admitted as such, but this is a good. You wanted a super utility person. I think this was a lot cheaper than going after Profar again, and I kind of like this better than Profar.
I still think they could go after Profar.
But, I mean, maybe if you get a good deal, or you go with Will Myers, or bring Will Myers back.
Yeah, I'd bring Will Myers back. I was kind of sad to see Drury go to the Angels. Seemed pretty 2-year, $17 million deal. It's a lot of money.
It seemed reasonable, but we did Carpenter for $3 million basically this year.
So it's probably there's probably something that they just didn't like about him. That maybe, I mean, he seemed like a good clubhouse guys.
Yeah.
Maybe he just struggled with Petco.
He did. I thought he did well in Petco.
I was shocked. I was like, when I saw him, like, I'd love to have brought him back.
Yeah.
Because he can play first, third. He can play the outfield, he can DH.
Well, in the Dennis Lynn mailbag on The Athletic, and again, who knows with this crew, but he was like, I think that, or it's like the word is Padres are going to try to stick around the $260 million a year threshold or whatever. So again, $3 million versus, in their math, probably $3 million for Carpenter versus was a 17 million. So
you're about 8.5.
Yeah. So like, for basically the same type of role, because generally you're going to have Cronenworth at first or second, and then you might platoon Kim and Carpenter, or you move the players all around the field, I think.
And there's still rumors that they're going to trade Kim.
I hope not. I hope they.
Yeah, I hope not either.
In that mailbag, they said it's very unlikely that Kim gets moved. They really like him. So
yeah, well, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, we'll see. One last thing about Carpenter. He works out in the offseason with Trent Grisham. And so, maybe Carpenter can, I don't know, fix Grisham's swing the way he fixed his own swing.
Well, Grisham just needs to swing.
Yeah.
You can't just keep getting, striking out looking. I can't stand that.
Yep. I agree. All right, and then the next big signing, Seth Lugo, 2-year, $15 million deal. Honestly, like in terms of the analytics side, great spin rate, great stuff. Ton of that swing man,
Is Buck Showalter going to come out and check his ears?
Maybe. But apparently we were competing against the Dodgers for this gentleman, and we ended up getting him, which is great.
Yes.
Because like the Syndergaard one I get, it's just like the Dodgers have proven again. They bring in some, has-been pitcher and turns them into Cy Young. And so I get why Syndergaard was like, I'll take less money and go with the Dodgers. So I'm glad we went out competing against the Dodgers for a pitcher. Jack, thoughts on Seth Lugo?
Well, they're talking about putting him in the starting rotation.
Yep.
Kind of like Nick Martinez,
mm-hmm.
which I'm okay with, but also he's very good in the bullpen too.
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens in spring training, but we don't have a lot of starting pitching.
Nope. We have three. We have our big three, and then it's Morejon, who won't have a lot of innings. You've got was it Jay Groom that we got in the Hosmer trade?
Yeah.
You got Kinnear. You got Weathers, who's probably washed up at 23.
I still have hope for him.
So do I. But at least the latest in the mailbag said he has a lot of fundamentals that need to be fixed. Maybe moves the bullpen and figures it out. And then you have Martinez, who was better out of the bullpen than a starter, who's also going to be in the World Baseball Classic. And then you've got Seth Lugo, who again, more of your kind of swing flex, fill in for 3 or 4 or 5, not regularly a starter. So I love this signing, but we still need like a starter.
Like I said, we have 3 start. I was hoping they'd go to a 6-man rotation.
And that's their goal. That's what they said. They want to go to a 6-man.
I mean, there's still players out there they could sign.
Or trade.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, I know Sonny Gray has been mentioned from Minnesota.
Yeah.
But it would cost you to get him.
Yeah.
But he's a pretty decent pitcher. Good 3rd or 4th pitcher for a team.
Yep.
It's just, you traded the last few years, we traded so many pitchers away.
Yep. And then we got to try, if we do try to bring back Darvish and Snell. And again, it just go back to how great it was that we signed Joe Musgrove for 5 years, $1 million.
And people were complaining about it.
Yeah. It's like, look at that market now. You're going to still complain?
That is a bargain.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, that at least the Padres are still making moves and setting themselves up for success. I think we'll still have to wait and see, any more position players that we need, as well as some more pitchers. I still don't think we're at a full 40-man roster right now.
No, I don't think so.
So, still moves that need to be made. We'll be covering them here on Padres Talking Padres. So hit the subscribe and the bell if you watch us on YouTube, or leave a 5-star review for listening to this on a podcaster of your choice or podcatcher of your choice. Jack, any final thoughts?
That's all I got. What do you think, Ava?
I love your mustache, Ava. It's very nice.
Padres. Are you a Padre fan? You like the Padres?
If you're listening to not watching it, Ava, my niece Jack's granddaughter, has been joining him for this episode. We will see you guys all next time. Hasta luego and goodbye.
Bye. Say bye, Ava.
Bye.